you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. 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 You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now.
Hello guys. So today the topic of the class is John the Ripper, a pen tester guide. So due to some technical issue, we are going to start class on 5 a.m. 5 p.m. So the now we're starting the introduction. What is John the Ripper? So, John the Ripper is a free password cracking software tool developed by OpenWall. Originally developed for Unix operating system, but later on developed for other platforms as well. It is one of the most popular password testing and breaking programs as it combines a number of passwords crackers into one package, auto detects password hash types, and includes a customizable cracker. It can be run against various encrypted passwords formats. It it can be run against various encrypted password formats, including several crypt password hash types commonly found in Linux or Windows. It can also be to crack passwords from compressed files like zip and also documents files like PDF. सो जॉन द रिपर एक फ्री वेब पासवर्ड क्रैकिंग सॉफ्टवेयर है जिसमें आप फ्री पासवर्ड क्रैक कर सकते हो ये ओरिजिनली डेवलप्ड फॉर यूनिक्स ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम बट मतलब ये ओरिजिनल यूनिक्स ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम के लिए डेवलप हुआ था लेकिन बाद में इसको अदर प्लेटफॉर्म्स के लिए भी यूज करने लग गए और ये एक बहुत ज़्यादा पॉपुलर सॉफ्टवेयर है जो पासवर्ड क्रैकिंग के लिए यूज़ होता है और ज़्यादातर पेन टेस्टर इसको यूज़ करता है वेयर टू गेट द जॉन द रिपर John the Ripper can be downloaded from OpenWall's website or from the official John the Ripper GitHub repo. So, Uses John the Ripper comes pre-installed in Linux and can be run from the terminals as shown. तो जॉन द रिपर है वो प्री इंस्टॉल आता है लिनक्स में और जैसे कि आप इंटरफेस पे देख रहे हैं अगर आप इसमें काली लिनक्स पे आप ओपन करेंगे और आप इसमें हैश एंड जॉन डालेंगे तो आपको पूरा पासवर्ड क्रैकिंग का वर्जन दिख जाएगा जॉन द रिपर वर्क्स इन थ्री डिस्टिंक्ट मोड्स टू क्रैक द पासवर्ड्स first is single crack mode second wordless crack mode and third is incremental mode. So the John the Ripper single crack mode. In this mode, John the Ripper makes use of the information available to it in the form of a username and other information. This can be used to crack the passwords files with the format of username colon password. For example, if the username is hacker, it would try the following passwords. Hacker, hacker, so the small words में hacker and the capital words में hacker. So it is related all the hackers. अगर आपके पास यूजर नेम आपका हैकर है और उसको पासवर्ड क्रैक करना है तो वो उसी टाइप का सिमिलर पासवर्ड लेगा जो उसको लगता है कि वो यूज कर सकता है so here are the password. We can use John the Ripper in single crack mode as follows. Here we have a text file name crack.txt containing the username and password where the password is encrypted in SHA-1 encryption. So to crack this password we will use. So the SHA-1 technique we will use in previous classes. Now I'm going to explain this syntax. John, more an option with password file. So the John and then the more is single and the option is format is equal to raw material and the password file. So crack.txt. As you can see in the screenshot that we have successfully cracked the password. Username ignite, password ignite. So rootkit Kali. So here is the result of the crack of the password. Ignite is username and ignite is password. So now the second word list crack mode. In this mode, John the Ripper uses a word list that can also be called a dictionary and it compares the hashes of the word present in the dictionary with the password hash. So डिक्शनरी अटैक अपन ने पहले प्रीवियस क्लास में पढ़ चुके हैं इसमें वर्ड लिस्ट कंटेन होती है वी कैन यूज एनी डिजायर्ड वर्ड लिस्ट जॉन आल्सो कम्स इन बिल्ड विद पासवर्ड list which contain most of the common words. Let's see how the John the Ripper cracks password in wordless crack mode. Here we have a text file named crack.txt containing the username and password where the password is encrypted in SHA-1 encryption. So to crack this password we will use syntax John word list then option then password file. So here is the full syntax John then this is word list is equal to dash usr dash share dash John dash password dot list then option is format is equal to row dot sha1 and then the password file crack dot txt as you can see in the screenshot John the Ripper have cracked our password to be asdf asdf so here is the result of the password or the username crack. Cracking the user credential, we are going to demonstrate two ways in which we will crack the user credentials of a Linux user. Before that, we will have to understand what is a shadow file. So, in the Linux operating system, a shadow password file is a system file in which encrypted user password is stored so that they are not available to the people who try to break into the system. It is located at etc and shadow. सो एक शैडो फाइल एक वो सिस्टम है जिसमें पासवर्ड हिडन रहता है और जो फाइल है वो इनक्रिप्टेड यूजर पासवर्ड होता है so the first method now for the first method we will crack the credential of a particular user Pawan now to do this first we will open the shadow file as shown in the image so in this interface you can see rootkit is equal to hash cat and etc shadow so this is the example of shadow files and we will find the credential of the user Pawan and copy it from here and paste it into a text file here we have the file named cat.txt So in this interface, you can see how it will work. Now we will use John the Ripper to crack it. John crack.txt. As you can see in the image below that John the Ripper has successfully cracked the password for the user Pawan. So here's the result. So this is the username ASDFASD. This is the username Pawan and this is the password ASDFASDF. So now second method. Now for the second method, we will collectively crack the credential of for all the users. To do this, we will have to use John the Ripper utility called unshadow. Unshadow slash etc slash password slash etc slash shadow and then crack.txt. So here's the syntax in root Kali Linux. Here, the unshadow command is combining the etc password and etc shadow files so that John can use them to crack them. We are using both files so that John can see the information provided to efficiently crack the credentials of all users. Here is how the crack file looks after unshadow command. So you can see how it will look. Now we will use John to crack the user credential of all the users collectively. So this is the syntax John dash word list is equal to user share John password dot list crack dot txt. So here is the interface where the result is shown. So Raj, Pawan, Ignite. This is the username and 123 ASDF, ASDF and yellow. This is their passwords. As you can see from the provided image that we have discovered the following credentials. Raj, Pawan, Ignite and the password 123 for Raj, ASDF, ASDF for Pawan and YELLOW yellow for Ignite stopping and restoring cracking. So this is the last topic. While John the Ripper is working on cracking some passwords, we can interrupt or pause the cracking and restore or resume the cracking again at our convenience. So while John the Ripper is running, you can interrupt the cracking by pressing Q or Control plus C as shown in the given image. So if you press Q and Control plus C to abort almost any other key for status. Now to resume or restore the cracking process, we will use the restore option of the John the Reaper as shown. John dash restore. So if you write the syntax hash John dash restore, you can restore the file. Now we will decrypt various hashes using John the Reaper. So the first is SHA1. To decrypt SHA1 encryption, we will use RawQ as word list and crack the password as shown below. So the syntax is given here. As you can see in the given image that we have the username Pawan and password as hacker. So here is the Pawan in the interface and this is the hacker in yellow. Then the second is MD5. To decrypt MD5 encryption, we will use RawQ as word list and crack the password as shown below. So this is the syntax of the method. As you can see in the given screenshot that we have the username Pawan and password as password P at the rate SSWORD. So this is how you can see. Now the next one is MD4. To decrypt MD4 encryption, we will use RawQ as word list and crack the password as shown below. So this is syntax John word list and many more. As you can see in the given screenshot that we have the username power and password as RawQ. So here's the Pawan username and the RawQ password. Now the next one is SHA256. To decrypt SHA256 encryption, we will use RawQ as So now the next topic is Whirlpool. To decrypt Whirlpool encryption, we will use RawQ as word list and crack the password as shown below. So here's the syntax. As you can see in the given screenshot, that we have the username Pawan and password as password double triple six. So as you can see, the Pawan is password, the Pavan is username, and the password is password double triple six. View all formats. So John the Ripper supports much encryption, some of which we showed above. To view all the format, it supports John dash list is equal to format. So अभी अपन ऊपर जितने भी formats देखे हैं SHA1, SHA256 and many more. So if you want to see, then you can use this syntax. Hope you can take reference of this article while using John the Ripper. More on John the Ripper will be in the next part. So as you can see, root kali is equal to hash John dash list is equal to format. Then it will show you all the formats that you use now. Here's all the format list. Now the next topic is abbreviating the options. We don't have to type complete option every time we use John the Ripper. Developers have given users the options to abbreviate the options like single can be written as SI, format can be written as form. Shown below is an example of how to use these abbreviations. So John minus SI cat.txt minus form is equal to row minus MD5. So here you can see this hello is username and hello is password in capital. So another abbreviation we can use is word list can be written as minus W. John minus W is equal to the syntax. As you can see, there is a question mark in the username and the password is password. Cracking multiple files, we can also crack multiple hash files if they have the same encryption. Let's take an example. We have two files. Crack.txt is one and the second one is md5.txt. Both contain md5 hashes. So
बिल्कुल
to
एक
crack
बार
both
हिंदी में भी
files
एक्सप्लेन
in
कर दो
one
थोड़ा सा
session, yeah.
हिंदी में भी बता दो थोड़ा सा
Okay, so ये दोनों files contain करती है MD5 hashes को. So to crack both files in one session, we will run John as follows. So the syntax is John file 1 and file 2. So here, as you can see, John minus form is equal to row MD5 and crack.txt MD5.txt. So here you can see cracked txt भी आ रहा है and MD5 txt भी आ रहा है. So ये दोनों फाइल आप सेम टाइम पे क्रैक कर रहे हो. So this is cracking multiple files. So as you can see in the screen, 1234 is username and 1234 is password. And the second password is username and the password is the password. So now the next is password hash cracking. To crack these password hashes, we are going to use some of the inbuilt and some other utilities which extract the password hash from the log file. So पासवर्ड को क्रैक करने के लिए जो पासवर्ड हैशेस होती है वो हम लॉक फाइल से लेने वाला है. देयर आर सम यूटिलिटीज दैट कम इनबिल्ट विद जॉन व्हिच
फायर
कैन
शॉट
बी फाउंड
स्क्रीन
यूजिंग द
हटाइए
फॉलोइंग कमांड. क्या?
आप कंटिन्यू करो
हेलो.
कंटिन्यू करो
So this is the syntax locate star to John. As you can see that we have the following utilities. We will demonstrate some of them here. So as you can see the root kali. So here is the syntax hash locate star to John. Then you can see the utilities demonstration of some here. Cracking of the SHA password hash. John the Ripper can crack the SSH private key which is created in RSA encryption. To test the cracking of private key, first we will have to create a set of new private keys. To do this, we will use a utility that comes with SSH called SSH keygen. So जो हमें जॉन द रिपर में क्रैक करने के लिए एस एच private key which is created in encryption RSA. So इसको टेस्ट करने के लिए हमें पहले अपनी एक न्यू प्राइवेट की बनानी पड़ेगी. So here is the syntax SHH minus keygen. So if you can see in the display, here is the syntax and here is the result of this. After opening, it asks for the location at which we want the public private RSA key pair to store. You can use any location or you can leave it as default. After that, it asks for the passphrase. After entering the password again, we successfully generate the RSA private key. Refer the image. So, as you can all see, after you can passphrase the and entering the password again, we can successfully generate the RSA password private key. When you will try to open the file, you will be greeted by the following prompt. So this is the prompt: unlock ID dash RSA. So as the password, you can fill the password and as you can see. Now Now, John cannot directly crack this key. First, we will have to change its format, which can be done using a John utility called SSH to John. So, syntax is SSH to John, location of the key. SSH to John, as you can see in the syntax, then this is the result you can see in the syntax in the display. You can see that we converted the key to a crackable hash and then entered in it into a text file named id-rsa.txt. Now let's use John the Ripper to crack this hash. So here's the syntax where we use John the Ripper to crack. Great. We have successfully cracked the passphrase used to create private SSH key to be password 123. So as you can see, ID-RSA is a username, and with the help of John the Ripper, you can crack it, and the password is password 123. So the next one is cracking the key pass to password hash. So John the Ripper can crack the key pass to key to test the cracking of the key. First, we will have to create a set of new keys. To do this, we will use a utility that is called KPC Ally. So as you can see, you can use the KPC Ally. Now we will create a database file using the command save as and naming the database file as ignite.kdb and entering a passcode to secure it. So इस फाइल को क्रिएट करने के बाद अपन डेटाबेस फाइल को यूज करके कमांड को सेव एज करेंगे एंड देन इस फाइल को नेम देंगे ignite.kdb and entering a passcode to secure it. When you will try to open the file, you will be greeted by the following prompt. So as you can see in the display, this is the prompt of the key ignite.kdb file. So now John cannot directly crack this key. First, we will have to change its format, which can be done using a John utility called key pass to John. Syntax: key pass to John and the location of key. So as you can see in the syntax, you can you can put it in there, and then as you can see, here is the result. So now let's use John the Reaper to crack this hash. So John, then the syntax word list with the help of crack.txt. Great. We have successfully cracked the passphrase used to create the key to be 1234567 8. So as you can see, you can put the syntax here and you can see ignite.kdb is username and the password is 1234567 8. So the next is cracking the RAR password hash. Now we will crack some compressed files. To do that, we will have to create a file to be compressed. So let's do that using echo command as shown in the given screenshot. So अब हम password को crack करने वाले हैं with the help of echo command. You can see that we created a file.txt which we will be using to create compressed file echo hacking articles dot in file.txt. So if you use this, Here's the syntax you can use is Jhon the Ripper can crack the RAR file password. To test the cracking of the password first, let's create a compressed encrypted RAR file. RAR small a minus HPABC123 file.rar file.txt. So here it is the syntax and the so now this is the end of the session. Now let's meet in